School did that, from biology classes to friends, random conversation. And for me, I've always had friends that were older. So I think there was a point in my friends group where I was the only one that hadn't seen my period yet. But yeah, I think I knew all about it.
There's this movie back then when I started Binta and Friends. There was a time Binta started seeing her menses, and Binta said it was regular sickness. So that was the idea I had when it comes to menses. I don't think there was a time when we actually discussed menstruation.
I'm going to say nobody did actually. My mom taught me how to wear a pad, taught me how to clean up, and how many times to change, but it was basically how to take care of myself when I'm on my period. I think that's all I was taught. The preparation should not just be physical, it should also be mental. You should understand what this menstruation is about. It's going to help. So for me, I did not have that privilege.
My mom taught me about menstruation actually. I also went to a boarding school, get to meet different sets of people. I got to learn one or two from people in school. My first impression of menstruation, I saw it as, oh, okay, you just stay and blood will come out. Coupled with the fact that I watched it in movies, so I had an idea.
So I was taught about menstruation from school when I was in secondary school, and then my mom also taught me about it. I was like, wow, how can something actually come out from my body?
Now, my first menstruation, I just came back and I saw some stains on my clothes, and I told my mom that monthly sickness has started. My mom didn't really get what I was saying at first. I say, you know that sickness women have, or girls have rather, when they get to a certain age? Mine has started. She still didn't get it. So when I now told her that there was blood, she said, oh, do you mean menstruation? I said, okay, I don't know what that means, but if that is what it is, then it is menstruation.
So yes, I remember my first period. No, I was not prepared at all, but thank God I was at home that day. I did not go to school, and my mom was there to help me out.
I know it started in school. It felt weird because I was in a boarding school. I got encouragement from seniors. I also had two cousins then who were in my school with me, so they like supported me and spoke to me and stuff like that.
I was sort of looking forward to my first period by the time it came. I had sisters that were already seeing their periods, and I knew I was going to see my period, and I knew the word menstruation, and I thought I knew what it meant as at that time, even though I did not know. But yeah, when it came, I was so shocked. I think it was the cramps, but I was really shocked. I was not asking myself, is this it? Is this really it? And I became scared. I became unhappy. There was just this fear of, can I really do this? And then when I'm on my period, there's also this fear of doom. Like every cycle, I'm asking myself if I'm going to survive this.
I remember my first period. It was during junior secondary school. Yes, junior WAEC then. And I think the crazy part is I don't think my independent woman started today because I remember I didn't tell my mom at the time. I just figured, I could handle it. We have most of all these classes where they come to teach us about period and all, and then they share pads for us. So I didn't even need pad at the time. So I think it was like the second day or so. I can't remember why it came up, and then my mom found out I had seen my period, and I remember her expression very well. She said, "This girl, you will not kill me." Was I prepared? Yes, I was prepared. Maybe too prepared, but yeah.
Proud? No, I wasn't proud about it because it just came, it just happened. So I was kind of confused. I didn't know what to do. I didn't do anything. I just had to wait for my mom to get back from work.
Scared, yes. Confused, yes. Proud, I don't think so.
No, I didn't feel scared or anything. Like I said, I already knew what to expect. So yeah, it wasn't a big deal.
I'm actually a painful cramper. I didn't know that terminology existed before now, but yes, I am. I don't think I've ever had any period that did not almost squeeze life out of me.
My menstruation used to be painful. Used to be because God has healed me. It was terrible. I used to dread because on the first day, I would cry, I would vomit, I would be sick. I am now a normal lady when I'm menstruating.
My last period, I landed in the hospital. Now I can laugh. It is not easy and steady in any way. For me, at the beginning, it didn't hurt as much. It was just easy. And I think I remember sometime in university, that was when I started having cramps, and don't you dare come close to me during my period. From diarrhea to back pain, stomach pain, I've experienced it all, sadly.
So when the whole period thing started, I was not feeling cramps, so I could not really relate to what people were talking about cramps. But growing older, I got to experience the whole cramps thing.
I just use menstrual cycle calendar to check. I don't even know when it comes or when it's about to be. I think I'm lucky. I think when we were younger, but not now. Not people don't really avoid such conversations anymore.
I just feel like something that is private doesn't have to be announced, I guess. I don't know why I think that.
Because of culture and then the stigma that comes with it. There's never been really a time where people were open to talking about menstruation. And it might be because of the cultural practices, the stigma, the fact that those days when women are on their periods, they are isolated, they sit down by themselves until that period is over. Now, people wear sanitary pads and you don't even know if they're on their periods or not. It's something that's happened over time, and now it seems like it's normal, but clearly it's not normal.
Well, I feel like maybe men do not like having those conversations. When ladies say, oh, it's that time of the month, bad moods, and it's actually real, they are not faking it. I don't think they should be stigmatized. Like, I would cry, I would be in pain, I would be unhappy. So if I'm in pain, why would I be smiling? Do you get? Sometimes you feel like, oh, your life is a mess, my dear, your life is okay, it's just your hormones.
You know, a lot of us are ignorant about the biology of menstruation. We don't know how, why it happens. We just know that when a woman gets to a certain age, she starts to see her period. We don't really understand it. And so because we don't understand it, we don't want to talk about it. We don't even know what to talk about.
I really find it very offensive when people attribute my reaction to that time of the month in quotes, because obviously your actions prompt reaction. So why would you do something and then I react and you're tagging it to my hormones? I really don't find it comfortable.
That's a very shitty thing to do. When they attribute it to your period, it's very offensive, especially when you're not even in your period. Maybe because I also have severe cramps and stuff. That's why it actually triggers me when people say it's that time of the month. No, I think I had issues at work most recently because, like I said, I landed in hospital and I did not tell anybody about it. How do I start explaining that? It's my period, though. Cannot walk again. I'm sorry. I think I don't even have a conversation for us to even land in stigma or any of those.
To be honest, I have not actually undergone any stigma about menstruation. Rather, someone has been kind to me. In my final year, I was with my friends in our lodge of campus. We had this balcony, we were gisting, and apparently I was sitting on the lap of one of my friends, and he's a guy. Now, I didn't know I was stained. I stood up and my shorts were stained with blood and his shorts were stained with blood. I wanted the floor to open and swallow me. I was so ashamed of myself, and there were other guys there, and everybody was like, oh my god, it's fine, and my friend was like, it's fine, I know how you feel, sorry, it's fine, just go and clean up. Then he went to clean up, and he may not know this till today, but that is one act of kindness that I will never forget. I have not been stigmatized about menstruation, rather I've been shown genuine kindness and support.
Every damn thing there is to know about menstruation. First of all, that it's a biological process. Secondly, knowing the days of flow that is normal, what a menstrual cycle is, and a little about the biology of how menstruation comes about, so that we stop saying things like it's unclean blood, it's a filthy period in a woman's life, and we stop feeling like we have to segregate ourselves or isolate ourselves from a woman when she's on her period. So these are things that society needs to know, and then to also know that for some women, they genuinely have so much pain that they cannot show up at work or in school, and that they need help, not criticism.
Menstruation is part of what makes us women. I remember when I used to have menstruation imbalance, hormonal, they tagged it hormonal imbalance. I would see my menses this month and I would not see next month. It gave me concern. I was like, okay, this is going to affect my fertility. Even when I met the doctor said, calm down, it happens. I said, no, I don't want it to happen. So I think menstruation is something that has come come to stay. It's not going anywhere. So when we get to menopause, but as young ladies who are hoping to conceive, menstruation is something that is very important to us as women.
Women go through a lot of pain during their menstrual cycle, especially for those that have menstrual cramps. It is terrifying. One time in school, I was writing like a test, but I could not continue because I vomited. Menstrual pain made me vomit. So I really want the society to be kinder to women.
Menstruation is a thing that's come to stay. I mean, it happens monthly, and yes, there's the whole hormonal, there is this, and I think basically give women grace, especially during this period, because it's not funny being sarcastic about it. It's not a healthy environment for us at that time.
I feel safe talking about menstruation with my family and my friends, because when I was younger, when the whole menstrual cramps thing started initially, then my dad would be telling my mom, he does not like the way I'm crying, that can't we go to the hospital to find a solution? Is there no lasting solution? What are we going to do? He does not like the way his daughter is feeling. So yeah, I feel safe talking about it with like my friends and my family.
Yeah, I do. I really feel safe because at first, when I had that experience of having my menses this month and not having the next month, it was just in a normal conversation at work. Then my colleague suggested, oh, I had the same issue. Then I went to the hospital and the doctor told me it was hormonal imbalance, that I should eat this, don't eat that, take this and don't take that. It gave me an idea of what I was going through and it helped me. After that, I decided, okay, let me just try this, and it worked out. So I feel safe discussing it with colleagues.
Yeah, I actually feel safe talking about my period in school. I wouldn't say that the environment is in itself encouraging, but then I had to make conscious efforts to start feeling safe if there's something like that. And why I made that decision was because there was a day I was on my period and then I was having cramps, so I couldn't participate in the activities we had in school. But then I just couldn't say I was having cramps and I should be left alone. And when people probe, why are you not joining us? Why are you not joining us? I'll manage and drag myself to join them. I was almost falling down, yet I couldn't say anything. I came back that day and I told myself it was never going to happen again. If I cannot do it because I'm on my period, I'm going to say I cannot do it. Irrespective of however I'm looked at, I am going to say I am on my period and I cannot do it. So then over time, I started to talk about it more often, and now it has become almost normal for me to just say I'm on my period, I have cramps, or I don't think I have so much blood, I would have donated it, but my period just ended and I can't do that now. But it's because I made conscious efforts, and I still get some reactions when I say that. Some people still look at me like, who is this girl that has no shyness or maybe no shame? But then I still say it because I want menstruation to become an everyday topic, to become simple, easy to talk about.
I bought for 200, then it grew to 250. I think there was a cap of 450. But guy, now it's like 3,000 naira.
Nope, I didn't buy my first pad. 200 to 50. That's how much it was then. Now I use Varani now, and Varani is like 3K, guy. Yeah, the long one, yes. They're from 750, 15, 25. I think it's at 3K or so now. Actually, while we're on the subject, I remember I had a friend. He just went out and he was coming to see me in hostel back then in uni. And he got me a pad. I think that's the first time that a guy has gotten pad for me. He got me a pad and a couple of other like toiletries. I thought it was really sick.
Well, I do not remember how much I bought my first pad. I was a teenager and I had my parents who were buying those stuff for me. But now that I'm an adult, I buy for myself. I buy like all my stuff together and I just pay. So I've never really had to check the current price of pad now. Forgive me. I have actually never had to improvise, maybe use tissue or stuff. No, I have actually never had to improvise. But thinking about it now, and I know that there are people who have to improvise because they cannot afford pads or they do not have access to pads. It is sad to even think about it, and I will not wish that on anybody. You can donate one sanitary pad to a poor child, a poor girl child that can't afford the pad. It can go a long way. It can make her happy. If for everybody that likes this video, or for every view this video gets, a pad is donated to an underprivileged or poor girl child who cannot afford pad, the world will be a better place. So yeah, I would too. That is why I'm contributing my voice to this cause. So you please, let's do this. We need to help ladies. We need to help poor children, poor women, wherever they are. Help them with menstrual hygiene.
I've never had to improvise menstrual hygiene products, but I've had a friend that's had to improvise with tissue. And I remember that day I was so scared for her. I would occasionally tap her and ask, how are you? I would want to check if she's clean. It's one of the reasons why I'm an advocate for ending period poverty, because even though she was carrying on like it was fine, I knew she was really scared. She was always excusing herself to the toilets and it was quite uncomfortable. So I imagine when underprivileged girls have to go through this, and I know even if I've not gone through it, that it is not easy. It makes me sad. I think it's not fair for anybody to have to go through that for something as basic as menstruation.
I don't think I've had to improvise before. It's sad to know that some people cannot afford this. Like, something that is very common for me is a luxury to other people. I can't even imagine the whole process of, for me, I'm trying to be cautious to make sure I'm not stained and all of that. I'm making sure I'm using the right pads. Some other people, they don't even have the pads, so they're trying to figure out a piece of cloth to use, tissue and all of that. It's really sad. It's really sad.
I haven't had to improvise. It's sad when I see people who have to use all sorts of things just because they cannot afford pad. Is really disheartening. It's very important because at that time when as ladies you're seeing your messes, it makes us very vulnerable. All our systems are open. So I feel that people should have access to these pads, to this sanitary pads, to help them, I think, to an extent, be protected from all kinds of infections.
It should be free for the poor, right? They should be able to access these things and live healthy, because I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know the after effects and the causes of not having good menstrual hygiene, but I know there are.
We actually cannot overemphasize the importance of menstruation products for girls and for women. For me, I like to say that it goes beyond being just a product. It's a ticket. It's your access to living your full life. Let me give this example. A young girl, 14-year-old, sees her period, does not have menstruation products for that day, or does not have sanitary pads that day. She might not go to school. So for that girl, that day, it wasn't just a product to her, it was a ticket for her to fight school absenteeism. It could be a ticket for financial freedom, because if you run a business and then you cannot go out that particular day because you don't have sanitary pads, you've lost out on sales for that day. So women and girls cannot live their lives to full potential if they do not have sanitary products.
I think it's a given why this should be affordable and accessible, especially for young girls in underprivileged communities, because it's something that happens every month. Personal hygiene is very important. Imagine having to improvise and using these dirty cloths that you're not able to clean properly. I mean, they're still learning, right? They're still learning to take care of themselves, so it's an extra burden on them to start thinking about this kind of thing. I feel like it is a necessity, something that should take priority, making these sanitary products affordable and accessible to them.
A person that suffers period poverty is bound to have low confidence. You know, a girl that's been in such a situation where maybe she did not know her period was coming and now she's stained outside, or she's about to be stained. She knows that very soon she's going to be stained and she has to excuse herself. There's this apprehension, this anxiety. You can't sit, you can't stand, you can't concentrate, you can't focus until you've left that place and have worn your sanitary pad or whatever means of menstrual products you use, and you're now confident you're not going to be stained, or if you were stained before, you've cleaned up. You cannot be confident, you cannot even have peace of mind. So imagine if you have to go through such cycles repeatedly. Imagine if it's something that lingers for hours or lingers for days or that goes from month to month. She definitely is going to have her confidence affected. The ease, the freedom, the boldness with which you talk and interact with people, you're not going to have it if you always have to look behind you to confirm that you're not stained. And for the health of young women and girls, the danger of period poverty is that it forces you to use unhygienic products. So people now resort to using rags that they may not have washed properly before their period, or they wash but then they have to recycle the rags, and so they might use it when it's not properly dry, or they can even dry it. They have enough to dry, but then they don't want to spread it outside for people to see what they are using, so they spread it inside and then it's damp, but then they have to still use it. So because of that, the person is now at the risk of developing infections, which you could see the consequences almost immediately, or for some people it might be much later in life that they start coming down with some health conditions that can be traced back to period poverty.
Period poverty goes a long way to affect people's confidence, their health, because I know some people use rag, they'll have to wash it and reuse it. I can't even imagine that in my head. And during those periods, they're extra careful. They don't want to be seen associating with people so that the rag doesn't shift in a certain way, and people have to be telling you, "Auntie, you are stained," or "You're stained, you're stained." I feel that it really affects their confidence if they don't have the proper pads to use.
There was a girl in my secondary school that was always stained and guys always mocked her. She lost her confidence, right? I mean, now she's doing well, but as at then she lost her confidence. It was so bad that then if she's on her period, whenever she stands up, she would tell a girl, "Please, can you check if I'm stained?" before she would be able to walk out of class. It is that bad. Remember I said one time in my final year, I sat down on my friend's leg and I got stained and he stained his leg as well. If my friend and my friends who were there were not kind to me and supported me, I would never be able to face them in my life ever again. I would always have seen myself as the girl who got stained in front of guys and even stained the guy. But my friends were kind to me because they understood menstrual education, which is why this is very important.
Because it's something we see regularly every month. That's how God made it. Any way we can support the younger girls growing up, we should try to do this so that it doesn't affect their confidence from a very little age.
Now, I'm pleading with everyone watching this video, a man or a woman, please take menstrual education seriously. Speak to your daughters, speak to your nieces, your nephews, your friends, your sons. Educate your sons, educate everybody on the importance of menstrual hygiene. And if you have access to pads, or if you have enough pads, you can please donate to the poor, donate to people that do not have access to this. Support the cause of anybody that you see that's doing pad drives, menstrual education. Support their cause, and trust me, the world will be a better place because you supported it.
These are not just stories. They're a reminder that monthly cycles are a shared experience that demands dignity, support, and understanding. But unfortunately for many young girls, access to something as basic as sanitary pads is luxury.
It takes a village to take care of these young ones, and as I'm soliciting for your support to join GRAG on this amazing project, buy a pad for a girl at least, to help them safeguard their health, help them safeguard their confidence, help them safeguard their esteem as ladies. Menstruation is not a bad thing, rather it is a gift from God.
For everyone watching this video, you can donate one pad. Even if you can't even donate the whole pack, if you donate 1,000 naira to a pad drive, it will go a long way. It will make a girl smile. It could boost somebody's confidence.
Donate today to help a girl child feel confident.
Donate to help pad a girl child today.